Good morning. Happy Monday. And may the 4th be with you. Oh, it was funny. What am I going to talk about today? I'm like, oh, right. It's Star Wars Day. That is so... Okay. Before I get into anything, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see, what's my low? My low is I felt pretty lazy this morning in terms of getting out of bed. Truth be told, I wanted to start this video like a half hour ago, but I just couldn't get out of bed. My high was yesterday. I got to go to Gristine Brewing Company's Cheese Fest. That was actually really great. I love going to that thing. I love going to Gristine Brewing Company. I wish honestly, unfortunately, unless it's like Cheese Fest or Fall Fest / Pumpkin Fest, I never really find the time to go. I should go more often. I should do that. Maybe soon. Maybe someday I will. See, what's my act? Oh yeah, I did hold the door for a bunch of people as I was walking out and about before Cheese Fest. So that was a lot of fun. Let's see. I definitely need to do something Star Wars related today. I should. I guess I could talk about, what, do you have like 9 Star Wars movies? More if you include stuff like, Solo and Rogue One and stuff like that. Let's see. I guess I could probably talk about the trilogies as they came out, at least the ones I saw. I remember years ago we got a VHS. Yeah, that's how long this was. My family actually had the original Star Wars trilogy on VHS. And it was the first time I'd ever seen like a series of movies that tell one complete story. I mean, I didn't really understand its significance at the time, but obviously as I got older, I did. And sometime later, they actually brought Star Wars back to the big screen. So I can genuinely say that I've seen the original trilogy on the big screen. I mean, this was also like the special edition stuff where they add some things. I mean, personally, whatever they add. I feel like some people complain about that stuff. It's telling the story that hasn't changed at all. Like, what? Again, I was a kid. I didn't understand that. And then came out the previews for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, I know now how rather infamous this movie is. I know that now. But, I was 10 years old at the time. I didn't know the difference. My father was a longtime Star Wars fan, and he didn't really find it that bad either. But, yes, I'm not going to hammer in how bad Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace is. There is... I think of all the topics you could ever find on the internet, in terms of what there is to be talked about, I do believe that Phantom Menace takes the crown as like the number one most thing anyone has ever talked about on the internet at any given time. That's how controversial it is. Then came Attack of the Clones. I remember seeing the trailer for Attack of the Clones too, because I was in the movie theater. I can't remember what movie it was. And then I heard a Darth Vader's iconic I like that sound, and it was showing scenes from the upcoming Attack of the Clones movie. I remember seeing that. I was in 6th grade, and it was the day before my 6th grade took a class trip to Niagara Falls. And we saw like the movie the night it was supposed to come out, and it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. It starts at like 7. I was up really late, and I had to be up early for my 6th grade class trip. What can I say? I mean, I know there are people who don't like Attack of the Clones either. In fact, Doug Walker did a Disney December talking about how much he dislikes it even more than Phantom Menace. And yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't see why either. I don't think it's that bad as, Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, shout out to Doug Walker, says it is. But I can't pretend I don't see why either. But I definitely remember the moment when, because here's the thing, like, we had seen Yoda in the original trilogy, and, except for that one scene where he lifts up Luke's ship out of the swamp using the Force. Don't really see him do much anything else. So when Yoda uses his lightsaber for the first time that we see, like, I remember everybody cheered. My father was sitting next to me like, oh yeah, baby, like fighting Count Dooku, played by the legendary Christopher Lee. Rest in power, Christopher Lee. And it was just awesome. It was. I mean, that movie alone, at least for me, probably saved it. Even now. Like, seriously, I just watched that scene just for funsies. I do. That's how great it is. And then Revenge of the Sith. I remember very distinctively, I was having a very rough week when that movie came out. Like, I had 2 migraines over the span of 2 days, and the second migraine was happening during this movie. But I didn't care. It was great. I mean, it really was something to behold, to see the entirety of the events before the original trilogy play out, and how you get to, Luke Skywalker becoming the person who fights Darth Vader and brings balance to the Force and such. It was wonderful. I'm glad I had that experience, and I'm really glad that, yes, of course there's going to be people that make fun of the prequel trilogy, and rightfully so, but I'm glad, over time the movies have aged better in some degrees, especially Revenge of the Sith. And, I mean, listen, that prequel trilogy introduced a new generation to Star Wars. And, I'm happy to say that I am a Star Wars fan. I am. I mean, I don't really talk about... The reason why I don't really talk Star Wars that much is because, come on, what am I going to add that hasn't already been said dozens, if not hundreds, and not even thousands of times over at this point from anyone else on the internet? And then came the merger when Disney bought Lucasfilms, and there was going to be a new Star Wars trilogy. I mean, listen, I remember thinking at that time that, because it was about 10 years since Revenge of the Sith had come out. And considering how much everyone, even then, was bashing the prequel trilogy, I'm like, I mean, it can't be any worse than, the prequel trilogy, right? And I remember seeing The Force Awakens, and I mean, I loved it. I mean, it took a lot of risks. I mean, yes, I am very well aware that um, Harrison Ford really wanted Han Solo to die in Return of the Jedi, but I'm glad they kind of saved it for this to add like future stakes and build up an overarching story for this new trilogy. And yes, I'd be lying if I didn't see the comparisons to literally both A New Hope and The Phantom Menace, but you know what? To get a new Star Wars trilogy, it means you gotta. Wow. Someone's like burning rubber out there. That's crazy. So where was I? Right. If you have to do some old stuff to, introduce even newer audiences to Star Wars, okay, why not? And then came The Last Jedi, which, if you saw Force Awakens, Luke Skywalker, played once again by the great Mark Hamill, is in The Force Awakens for like that last 30 seconds, and then it picks up right where it leaves off at The Last Jedi. You know what? This is going to be a hot take. This is going to be a ridiculously hot take, but I thought Last Jedi was the best of all the Star Wars films. I really did. And I still do. Seriously, what happened? Like, I remember seeing all of the critics' reviews and what people were saying. Like, The Last Jedi was even better than anything the first trilogy did. The Empire Strikes Back and such. I'm like, what is going and then I sound like, yeah, it lived up to the hype. And then for whatever reason, everyone just started bashing on it. I'm like, did you even really? Did we see the same movie? I'm like, what's going on here? People were, seriously, there were people that were bashing on Last Jedi so much, it was almost as if it was 2000, the year 2000 all over again. Or 2001, whatever year Phantom Menace came out. I can't remember off the top of my head. But between that and I was actually going through a lot of stuff shortly after that. To this day, I've never seen The Rise of Skywalker. No, I haven't. To this very day, I have not seen The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I heard that one actually got mixed reviews and other people saying it was okay. Here's the thing though. This is Star Wars. And The Rise of Skywalker was meant to end, a trilogy. Probably capping off an entire story that literally has taken decades to tell. In real life, I mean. And to have it conclude with a story that's just okay, that's not a good sign. I mean, maybe someday I'll give The Rise of Skywalker a watch, and you know what, maybe I'll form my own conclusions then. But to this day, I haven't seen it. Nor do I have any plans to in the near future. But you should never say never. I mean, full stop. There was once upon a time I told myself I was never going to go back to Trinity Pauling, and I've gone back every milestone reunion. So, again, never say never. So, yeah. That's my overall life with Star Wars. I mean, it's a series that I grew up with. It's a series that's near and dear to millions of, probably even billions of people all over the world. It's Star Wars, man. it's one of the greatest franchises ever. Do I actually have time to look? Nah, I don't have time to look it up right now. My computer's literally right in front of me, and I was like, should I look up how high grossing a Star Wars is? I mean, I think it might still be in the top 10 in terms of like highest grossing things ever. I mean, nothing's ever going to catch Pokemon. Like, Pokemon's like ridiculously high. Ooh. A Pokemon Star Wars parody would be pretty cool to watch. Man, it'd be like one of those things that's cute, and I think some people would like it, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. It would be cool though. It would. I really don't know what else to say. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, I recommend seeing all the movies. Yes, even Phantom Menace and to a lesser extent Attack of the Clones in terms of how not many people like those movies. But that's okay. This is my experience. And again, I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker to this day, but 8 of those movies I've seen, and I like them all. I mean, granted, your results will vary, of course. People have different opinions, and that's perfectly fine. But I can genuinely say that I had a blast. And, I can't wait to show my nephews, and eventually one day, if I ever have kids, my kids, Star Wars, and let them know what it's all about. So I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video. For all of you guys watching, enjoy the video. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. And remember, if you guys want to talk trans or you to let me always back, take care, and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. And may the 4th be with you.